Welcome back to Compassion Speaks. I'm your host, Lynn Lewis, and today we have Michael Prelozni from Best Version Media, who also does and publishes Neighbors of the Mountain. Welcome to the new year, right?
Thank you. Yeah.
2021.
Yeah, can only get better.
Let's hope it's a great year. Michael, welcome.
Thank you.
Can you tell us a little bit about what you publish and how that works?
Well, I'm actually the publisher of the magazine. The parent company is Best Version Media. They have these magazines all across the United States, I think, and in Canada. So we're doing over 30 million community magazines. But as a publisher, what my responsibility is really to make sure that that magazine gets out to the people. So by doing that, it's free. It's sent right to your mailbox. But for us to do a free magazine right to your mailbox, I have to have a lot of sponsors in there to pay for that. So my job is to go out and get those sponsors and keep that magazine full, so it is free to everybody that gets it.
Well, the whole reason I was excited about having you on, Michael, is that you have a special area in your magazine that is just for the nonprofits. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I actually reserve a page every month, or I try to. It doesn't happen every month. Sometimes we're a little heavy on other content, or we might be a little heavy on ads, and then I have to add pages to it. But as much as we can, I like to reserve a full page for the charities that are up here on the mountain. Mm-hmm. The first one we actually did was a charity that was out in Snowflake. It's an equine rescue, and that was really great. I love people that are, whether we're trying to help people or animals. I think it's just a beautiful thing. But the whole purpose of the magazine is it's a community-oriented magazine. They call us the Facebook of print media. So all the stories in the magazine are from the people that get it. So it's a really heavily community-based magazine. And what I want to do is just let the people know that live up here all the different charities that are available, and then so they can look at them, learn about them. We do a full page on it with pictures and everything else. They can read on it and then decide whether or not, if that's a charity that they want to become a part of or help out, whether it's with time or with donations.
I think that's great. I think that it is important for people when they are looking or searching out a nonprofit is really just to go with where your passion is, where your heart is, because there are amazing things out there, like you had mentioned in Snowflake, where you are and do have your hands in with animals or people. You could go veterans or senior citizens. Children, yeah, so many.
And that's the great thing is I think that we have so many of them up here and they're all wonderful, but I don't think people know enough about them. So I'm making it kind of my mission to just hopefully educate the people. Hopefully they're reading these articles and then finding one that they do have a passion for and then helping them out.
Absolutely. I think all nonprofits can appreciate having a voice, whether it's in print or on TV or radio or whatever their outlet may be. And I know this with a magazine, that doesn't just go away or that episode is over. It's something that they can pick up and read over and over and over again.
Yeah, it's tangible, and it sits on the coffee table, and it goes back and forth. And we found that people actually go back to the magazine about 5 times a month, which is really great. So it's my way of being able to give back to the community. I had my previous career, I worked in automotive for 35 years, and it was a great career, but it wasn't fulfilling me in a way that I needed. Mm-hmm. And then being able to have the opportunity to do this and give back the way I can with the magazine by highlighting charities and things like that, and also people in the community. We highlight a family once a month, which because you were actually one of the families that we highlighted on there. And that's what our magazine is all about, is to bring the community closer together. And then by putting a couple or a family on that magazine, because we're such a close-knit community up here, it's most of the people that get the magazine, they either know somebody or that knows them or they know you directly. But it's really great to help out and just learn about who you live next door to and what they're doing for the community and who they are. So it's really great.
I couldn't agree more. And we actually have December's issue, and even though it's January, we have the Bilbies are featured on here, which they've done a lot for the community as well.
They do a ton of donations, and he does a lot of different things to help the community. So he's a really great person. So
right.
I figured it was appropriate to have him on the cover and let everybody else know about him.
Yeah. because this is a really great magazine. It has a lot of information. There's a lot of different areas in the book where the mayor speaks, giving information, but we're going to talk this segment about the pet corner because pets are near and dear to my heart. I have 4 dogs of my own, 2 little and 2 big, and I know when I mentioned to my son that he could do a highlighted story about his pet in here, he got really excited. So tell us a little bit more about that part.
So we have a feature page every month called Pet Corner, and this month I actually have my pets on there, but we typically will have pets from whoever gets our magazine can simply, in the beginning of the magazine there's a spot where they can look up the email to send the information to, but if they have a favorite pet, and whether it's an adult or a child, it doesn't matter, we just want stories about your pets, and we've had parrots and macaws in there, we've had all kinds of different animals from up on the mountain, and it's really great because people with their pets, it's part of the family. It's just like their children. Some are they love them more than their children. I hate to say that, but I think it's the truth sometimes. But it's a very popular page in the magazine, and it's really neat because if you do have a young child, a 12-year-old or even a 10-year-old, doesn't matter what age they are, but they're able to send in a story with a picture of themselves holding their pet and talking about it, and then they get to see it in the magazine a month or 2 later, and it's really pretty great because they're all proud of it. They're going to show all their friends and family and everybody else, and it's just a great way of highlighting people's pets on the mountain, and it's just a nice, really, it's a good thing. It uplifts people's spirits, and that's what the magazine is all about. So that's why we do stuff like that. I know a lot of people look at, well, you're just highlighting pets, but what we're really doing is trying to uplift spirits because everything is so depressing these days with all the rest of the news you get and everything else. This is a nice way of just making people feel good. Absolutely.
And whether it is your family dog, it's your child's dog, it's the senior citizen's dog who has that lap, just the opportunity at no charge, by the way.
Yeah, everything in here is no charge.
No charge for somebody to submit a picture about their family is pretty special. And I know that we have a few amazing animal nonprofits here on the mountain.
Yeah,
so they have a lot of outlets as well as far as getting the word out. But this is more of an at-home story. So
yeah, it's just a kind of a fun thing is really what it is. And like I said, everything in the magazine is keyed around community. People living up here sharing their stories and being able to do it and share it in the magazine. So they can literally send me a story about a vacation they went on that they loved and had a great time with pictures. Send us the story with pictures and we're going to put it in the magazine to share with everybody else. So it's really, really great. You're just kind of sharing goodness around the mountain, and I think it's a really good time to have something like that.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, if you're a nonprofit and you are wanting to take advantage of the opportunity, how would somebody get a hold of you for that?
By my email. They can send it to M. Prelozni, yeah, that's my last name. I know it's a good one. So it's M, and then it's Prelozni, and then at bestversionmedia.com. So all that information can go directly to me, and then I'll make sure that our content coordinator, Donna Goodman, would reach out to them, and then we do the full story about them. So yeah, I would love to have, if you're a 501 out there or a charity or even a company that loves to give back to the community, please contact us. Love to have your information so we can highlight you and get you in the magazine.
I love that. That's what I love about doing Compassion Speaks is as nonprofits, we have a voice, but there's also a backstory to every nonprofit who has the support of the community, who has the support of the businesses. And a lot of the mom and pop shops are the ones that are there when the schools need that extra gift card or whatever it may be. So to me, with this program, it's important to make sure that our community knows the businesses and other organizations that give back to those nonprofits.
Right.
So something like this, where you're giving a voice, is very important.
Well, and the other side of it too is the people that get our magazine, because they get it for free. We don't charge anybody. There's no you don't have to subscribe to it. It just shows up in your mailbox. But what's great is we promote small and medium-sized local businesses only. You're not going to see a Walmart ever in my magazine because it's a national store. And what we're trying to do is, by giving the community a magazine, the people that are really giving the community the magazine are my sponsors. Mm-hmm. So those are all the local businesses that are allowing this magazine to show up in their house and at their mailbox every single month. So we hope that by doing that, they look at our advertisers, and I call them sponsors because literally they are sponsoring the magazine. So they're doing a great thing for the community too, by allowing this magazine to get to the people for free. And it's a really wonderful thing. So I don't look at them as advertisers, and I'd like my people that get the magazine to look at them more as a sponsor of their community magazine.
Right. Speaking of the people that get the magazine, where does this distribute to?
We go to, they go to, there's I think 7 or 8 subdivisions in Shiloh that they go to, and then we just added Linden, so we're now going out to Linden, and we just added Snowflake. So we're trying to slowly encompass as much of the community on the mountain as we can.
Okay.
Which is why it's called Neighbors of the Mountain and not just Shiloh Living or something.
Right.
Like that.
So you're not going to find this in businesses where you can just pick one up.
No, we are not a drop distribution magazine. There are a lot of great ones up here. Mm-hmm. The Maverick magazine is one of them, and then Amy's a great friend of mine, and hers is a little different, but another great magazine. But she does that. She drops them off and things like that. We don't do that. We mail directly right to your home.
Okay. So if you happen to not be in the area of distribution for this magazine, is there a way that somebody could have that?
Right now, unfortunately not. Okay. I am looking into trying to figure that out, to how it's done, because again, I have a parent company above me that says, here's how we're going to do this magazine. So if you want a magazine, you have to kind of stick to their rules. Yeah. But I am trying to figure it out. In fact, I was just talking with a good friend of mine the other day about that, of how we can have extra ones made and maybe drop them off. I might be talking to see if any businesses want to sponsor the cost of it. The only problem is that there's a price there that makes it maybe not feasible for me to do that. Okay. So I'm trying to figure it out, because I would like to get it to where we can have more of the community involved with it too, other than just the people that are getting it now.
Right. How do you become a sponsor of this magazine?
Becoming a sponsor is actually really easy. There's a couple ways you can do it. You can reach out to me by the email that I have, mprelozni@bestversionmedia.com. Contact me. I'll come and do a presentation for you, tell you all about the magazine and the different ways you can actually do a sponsorship. We have levels of sponsorship where you can actually be what we call an expert contributor, and then that allows you to do 4 informational stories related to your business a year. So you can talk about and give tips to the mountain up here about different things that's related to what you do. So it's really kind of great, and it gives you a voice.
Yeah.
But becoming a sponsor, that is, I also just go out and I contact businesses and come to you in person or phone call you and really reach out and ask you if you'd like to become a sponsor in the magazine.
That's awesome.
So it's actually pretty simple.
Yeah. Awesome. And this month you have a very special organization that is going to be highlighted in it. And can you tell us who that is?
They're maybe not a charity. We don't always have charities on Charity Corner. I know it sounds kind of funny, but we're highlighting companies and charities that are giving back in very special ways to the community. So even if you're not a charity, if you're a business out there that would like to be highlighted, if you're doing a lot of charity work, we do want to know about you, because it's important either way to be highlighted and get that work out to the community so they know what's going on. And this month we're doing White Mountain care packages.
White Mountain Care Packages. So they're near and dear to many of our hearts out there. They do a lot for all of the nonprofits, and what they do is they actually put together exactly what their title is, care packages. So like your shampoos, your soaps, there's usually toilet paper, and I know they've gone to different hotels or just organizations, businesses, whatever it may be, to get certain items sponsored. And I know some of the hotels have been very recipient as far as, and motels, giving them the little soaps, the little shampoos and whatnot. But it's a way for, and forgive me guys out there for who is White Mountain Care Package, but since I don't have anybody here, it's a great way for nonprofits like the Love Kitchen to be able to say if somebody has a problem or a need in this area of just simple things such as toiletries, whether it's female products, something.
Especially now.
Yeah, especially now. And so they put together these very loving packages, and sometimes they have T-shirts, sometimes they have snacks in them, and
that's awesome.
They do great work. And I know there's been times where we have really embraced what they do, because we have people come all the time at the Love Kitchen that have those needs. And believe it or not, people coming in and asking for toilet paper is something more common than not. And
well, we all know this year has been a kind of a weird thing for toilet paper.
Yeah, toilet paper. Yeah, seriously.
Just you think about that. You kept mentioning it. I'm like, that's a good one to get. I'd like that.
Well, and even at the Love Kitchen, when we have people come in and ask for a roll of toilet paper, I mean, it's precious commodity.
It is.
Before COVID, it was. So, when you're on a budget and you're running a nonprofit, you have X amount of dollars to purchase these things. So giving away a roll of toilet paper wasn't something that we were able to do. So to have White Mountain Care Packages be able to come in and say, hey, how many packages do you guys need this month, is usually how they are with the Love Kitchen, and they may do it different with other organizations.
Right.
But we try to keep a certain amount on hand, and they've made them to where they're male friendly or female friendly or even children friendly. So they've been a great asset, and I think a wonderful part to your magazine this month, so that'll be awesome.
Yeah, so again, if you'd like to be a charity in the magazine and be featured, it's just contact my email at mprelozni@bestversionmedia.com.
That's awesome. And Michael, we'll make sure to have that link at the end of the show.
That'd be wonderful.
Watch it till the end and it'll be on there as well.
Perfect.
Okay, so
Isn't there something we should talk about? Don't you have a charity?
So, the Love Kitchen has actually been around since 1986. And
who runs that?
So, in the very beginning, it was a family called the Hearts, and which is appropriate because Love Kitchen's logo has a heart.
Kind of like that, yeah.
Yes.
I get it.
And that's changed over the years, but so I came on board in 2008, and it very fast became a passion. And feeding the people, I've gone through several instances in my life where young moms struggling, trying to make ends meet as a family. And so having these type of places I didn't even know about as I was raising my kids, but there were definitely times where we struggled with food insecurity, and now more so than ever I think people are struggling with layoffs.
Oh my God, yeah
layoffs and just not having that security that we once all had. So in 2015 I actually formed a new 501c3 corporation called Unite as One, and a new board. Mission of Grace was starting to phase out. There was retirement going on within the organization of their umbrella company, which was Partners in Action at that time. And so just over the course of the few years, people were starting to retire, and they had asked if it was something that I wanted to take under my wing, and I said absolutely, it would be a blessing.
So what exactly all does the Love Kitchen encompass? What do you guys do?
So the Love Kitchen is a mass feeding kitchen, or soup kitchen as most people know. For many, many, many years we were a food box distribution site as well. When COVID first happened, we had actually been thinking about taking a little bit of a step back from the food box distribution, only because there's so many other amazing organizations and that is their focus.
Right.
Our focus has always been to make sure we give a hot meal to people.
That's
so, and without any kind of strings attached. It doesn't matter if you're a millionaire or you have a penny in your pocket or nothing.
Oh, wow.
We want to feed the community and make it that place where people can come and fellowship and just be a part of a community, even if it's at the Love Kitchen.
Do you allow people to come down and help serve food and things like that? Is that something that if the community wants to get involved with, they can do?
Absolutely. In the normal world, we had that going full time. And when COVID happened, we took a little bit of a step back because the volunteers that had been in place for years at this point had kind of had their own teams. So we felt it was best to have an A team and a B team, if you will. With that meaning, we have 3 volunteers that are on Monday, Tuesdays, and then we have other volunteers that are on Wednesday, Fridays. So it kind of keeps the amount of people that they come in contact with down. And at this time, we are still serving curbside. So until things and numbers come down and we feel it's safe for not only the people that we're serving, but our volunteers as well,
right.
Then we will actually reopen, hopefully, the dining hall. But at this time, it is still curbside, and we just feel like that's just best.
It's kind of sad at a time when you think most people really need that to be open. It can't be.
Yeah.
Isn't that's horrible?
It is. And a lot of the people that have volunteered or do volunteer for us are in that age bracket that we need to be very sensitive to what their needs are. And, you know, when they leave the kitchen, they know that their team is kind of their responsibility. So to make sure that they stay as safe and come in as minimum contact with people as possible. And they've done a great job. I could not do what we do without the Love Kitchen. I mean, truly, they're the faces, not me, but they're the superstars of it all.
Yeah, you're a pretty big part of it. Don't cut yourself short there. How do we donate? How do people donate to Love Kitchen? So
we do have a website that is lovekitchenaz.com. PayPal has been having a little bit of a problem. Every time you go on to the link to push the button, people have had problems. So it's easier just to do it through their own PayPal and then put Love Kitchen's email in there.
Oh, okay.
There's that way. They can also mail in donations to P.O. Box 1373, Pine Top, Arizona 85935, or they can also drop off. We do have a safety box, so they can feel confident about dropping off a donation. It does go right into a lock box. And do you prefer money over food, or both, or it doesn't matter, or does it matter? That's the touchy subject with nonprofits. You know, I know that, and people don't know what to do, and I don't know what's better for you, so it's best if you tell us what you prefer. I mean, if it's money, then we should be giving money to you. If you can go out and buy more food with us giving you money than just dropping food off. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. A lot of times it's beneficial the other way, where people are giving you money and you found a way that I can triple what I normally buy with $1. Right. Well, normally, we need both, right? But we are the Feeding America recipients of the White Mountain area. So what does that mean? We rescue food from Walmart, Safeway, and Eddie's Country Market. Oh, wonderful. So we have food is awesome. We have a lot of organizations that do food drives. Back in November, we had several food drives that happened for us, and so that helps fill our pantry during Thanksgiving or Christmas. But right now, moving into January through May, there's a little bit of a lull when it comes to donations of food. So now is a good time to do both. Okay. Donating food. Gift cards are amazing. We can go do our shopping ourselves, or the financial end, because let's face it, it does take an income to keep the doors open. Yeah. So a lot of people don't know that we have actually been able for years to be able to take care of ourselves, and then moving into fundraising programs mostly during the summer months. The reason for that is we do a contract with NACOG, or the Head Start programs in both Pine Top and Show Low, and that was 9 months of our financial needs. So when the schools closed, so did the Head Start programs. Oh, no. And with that, our financing did. Now, that was back in March of 2020. Terrible. So from 2020 up until now, there has been no consistent income, except for through the private donations in our local community. But we continue to be blessed with the Love Kitchen, and it's through people like you giving nonprofits a voice that we're able to get that out through Compassion Speaks and many other ways we can get the word out and the needs. So Michael, I want to thank you again from Neighbors of the Mountain magazine for coming on and switching roles with me for a minute today.
That was my pleasure. I'm glad I could be here, and thanks for having me.
Yes. Thank you for joining us today, and make sure to get out and do your part and serve in our community. It's a beautiful community and there's a lot to do. Tune in next month to see Compassion Speaks.